Hi, my name is Pete Borowsky. I'm the founder and CEO of Zetista.com. Zetista is an online art marketplace focused on original art. What you might find if you go to look for art online is that there are a ton of prints and reproductions, but finding great original works to match your style and budget isn't actually an easy thing, and that's something we're trying to change. I've been in, not a native Philadelphian, but I've been here for about 11 or 12 years. Grew up in Southern California, and everyone sort of asked me, why'd you come to Philadelphia? Well, my wife brought me here, but since then we love it here, and I've had opportunities to move back to California and have sort of stubbornly resisted them, and I'm definitely happy about that decision. So in Philadelphia, I've been lucky to be part of a few great startup companies. I was with CD Now way back in the day, and then Half.com, which was bought by eBay. And fast forward a few years, now I'm starting my own company. I think if I look back at the businesses I've been in, the theme is maybe that there is no theme. They're all so different, and you might go in sort of expecting something to be easy, and it turns out it's not easy at all. And whether that's one of the most mundane things, or whether it's a bigger issue or problem that you're trying to solve, and then there are the surprises where something just works, and honestly, it wasn't due to any of your own work that you've done, but it just was, happenstance or luck. Something that at least my years and being with different startups and also some big companies has given me a little bit of perspective in terms of you don't necessarily know what to expect even when you think you might, and there's always ups and downs to deal with there. I think that question of is this working, or is it not working, is a tough one, and there are a few ways to tackle it. Certainly, looking at data to give you an answer is great, and there's all sorts of data available, especially on a web-based business. Metrics that you can gather. But one of the things I've thought about is you have to also balance that with your idea and your vision. And it's a very tricky thing to kind of balance the two. Your gut instinct of, is this going to work? Is there something there? Versus what's the data telling you? And the data might not always be telling you the right things. So there's a very tricky sort of question that you're constantly asking yourself is, do I persist with this, or do I need to change? I've been with businesses that, and I think many people, their business models have changed completely from where they started at the beginning. So as an entrepreneur and coming in with an idea, that's in the back of your head, but I think making that decision of, should you shift models, should you abandon something that you believed in, it's a really hard, it's a really hard thing to do. And one of the things that being an entrepreneur I think is important is, there's the expression, jack of all trades, master of none. I think as an entrepreneur, you sort of do need to be a jack of all trades and hopefully master of a few. You're not going to be master of all of them, but knowing the areas where you're not a master and having people to look to or to talk to, or even just having a network to reach out so that you can get yourself pointed in the right direction or find the right person to help you, is extremely important. I feel like I've been extremely lucky in my career to work with some amazing people who are extremely bright and think quickly. At Half.com with Josh Koppelman, I learned more about metrics and how to analyze and look at things in terms of data than certainly I ever had before. So there's you can learn from everyone. My grandmother had an expression, you can even learn from a stunk. So, I think it's important to know that no matter who you're talking to or the area or sort of, how you might view them, there's something you can learn from everybody. I think the biggest challenge with sort of creative thinking and thinking of new things, especially if you've got an existing business, how to evolve that business, is making sure you take the time to get out of the weeds and step back and really clear your head from the day-to-day things and start thinking about what you can do in a new direction or a new feature or product you can add to your business. And that's a tough thing to do, especially as a small company. I think a lot of entrepreneurs will tell you they're paying bills, they're buying coffee, they're cleaning desks, they're everything, and that's it's something I've definitely learned in this business is part of that I like because it gives you a great variety of stuff you do, whether it's marketing or working with technology and development. But the other part that's tough is that can easily consume you on a day-to-day basis, and making time to to take a step back and get your head clear and look at what's going on around you and where you do need to innovate. That's something that's another one of those balancing acts that's tough to do, but I think it's important to do. And if you can do that, you can, and you've got people as well to do that with, you can come up with some great ideas. At the end of the day, and something that's new to me with starting a business is, it's great and it's frightening. Is at the end of the day, the decision is yours, and deciding when to make a tough decision, whether it's a change of direction or whether it's to spend more money in a certain area, those are tough decisions. And there's both a sort of thrilling freedom with that, and that you have the ability to do that and make that final call. There's also sort of the fear of, what if I make the wrong decision? So, again, I sort of come back to trying to be as even-keeled and get as much information as I can, and not being afraid to make a wrong decision, knowing that you're going to make some wrong decisions. Hopefully, if you do, it's not so much about the decision, but it's what you learn from it and how you bounce back and how you change after you do that. There are a few things that besides just the idea and the business need, which I felt was there, that really drew me to this. And one is finding a business that can do some good and that can help people in a way. And hopefully, if we're doing well, we're helping artists around the world to make a living doing what they love. It's not easy being an artist. A lot of artists, have other jobs that they're doing. So if we can make that a little bit easier and make it easy for them to sell their art, to market it, and get it out there, at the same time, exposing and educating new people, or people who are new to art, new potential buyers. We sometimes call them emerging buyers. Showing them that there's great, fantastic original art out there. We're doing something good for both sides, and that's exciting to me. That the work I'm doing, it's not only is it rewarding and it's fun, but it's hopefully for a good cause at the end of the day.